Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news tonight. 2 people are in custody as police continue investigations into the discovery of a body near Richmond over the weekend. Our reporter Michael Breen joins us now. Good evening, Michael. What are the latest developments in this case?
Joe, in the last hour we've heard from police. They have 2 people in custody. Detectives say they are assisting them with their inquiries into the death of 22-year-old Jared Lee Turner. His body was found by the side of a road at Richmond on Sunday morning with a gunshot wound. We spoke with police a short time ago about the developments.
It is a murder investigation. We have 2 people in custody in relation to that. One is a 29-year-old Moona man who was arrested this afternoon, and we also have a 14-year-old female youth who was taken into custody late last night. Those people are in custody and assisting us with their inquiries.
While they are in custody, they haven't been charged at this stage. Detectives told us they are looking for other people still on the loose tonight who were involved. Police are urging them to turn themselves in. Joe, and anyone with information that hasn't come forward should contact Crime Stoppers.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison is back on the ground in Tasmania, this time promising to match Labor's plan to pump millions into irrigation. The marginal seats of Braddon, Bass and Lyons have emerged as key battlegrounds in his government's fight to cling to power.
Digging up $100 million for irrigation.
Look at that. Oh, there we go. Good work. Well done.
Scott Morrison looks to harvest votes in Tasmania's swing electorates, picking carrots in Braddon and tasting ice cream in Lyons.
I love the raspberry. That's really nice.
Tasmania is turning around and it's climbing up the leaderboard with a rocket in terms of our state economies.
The Coalition says it will fund Tranche 3, Phase 1 of the state's irrigation scheme. That's expected to create a $114 million spin-off each year, as well as 2,500 jobs.
These projects are going to underwrite the productivity of these lands that we're seeing here.
I'm only sorry I didn't bring a pocket of nails today, because with this soil I could have easily thrown them in the ground and grown crowbars, because that's the sort of potential that we've got here in Tasmania.
Labor made the exact same funding pledge just a month ago.
It's a bit pathetic, isn't it, that the Prime Minister comes down. You know, we make an announcement last month. The Prime Minister flies into town and says, wow, everybody, look, we're going to match Labor's commitment.
The government is still hopeful voters will show Labor the exit. Braddon is Tasmania's most marginal electorate. Labor hold it by a margin of just 1.7%, and it's effectively been in campaign mode since last year's by-election. The only question now is whether voters are still listening. New enrolments close at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Police response times for high priority incidents has blown out across Tasmania, with times in one division doubling in the last year. In parts of the state, the average wait time has extended to 30 minutes, with Tasmania Police blaming new computer systems and safety protocols. It comes as officers gear up for the busy Easter holidays.
Tasmania Police showing off its new wheels today. The service rolling out a fresh paint job. This is the new style of police car you'll be seeing on the roads.
We want the public to notice our new vehicles, but we also want to send the message that the vehicle following you might be a police vehicle as well. We have new unmarked vehicles.
Tasmania Police revealing a lower profile car. From the rearview mirror it looks like a standard vehicle, but from the side it's more obvious. Covert motorbikes are being rolled out to more cities after a trial in Hobart. They can filter through traffic and catch mobile phone usage and clamp down on intersection queuing.
We've got more unmarked motorcycles, also different to the one behind me as well, and they'll be right across the state in the major cities.
In the lead up to Easter, police warning motorists they can be anywhere and everywhere.
Driving is the most dangerous thing you will do each day. You need to be patient, you need to be courteous, and you need to obey the road rules.
While Tasmania Police is celebrating its new vehicles today, there's not so good news from its corporate report, showing an increase in response times.
The latest data from February showing response times have increased for high priority incidents in every Tasmanian division. Burnie saw the biggest increase in the state, its times doubling. Devonport's grew by more than 50%. In Launceston, response times grew by 7 minutes. In the northeast and Deloraine, smaller increases, but the longest average waits. Hobart and Glenorchy stretched out by 6 minutes compared with the same time last year. Bridgewater's almost doubled. There it was an average wait time of 28 minutes for high priority incidents.
There's a number of reasons. For example, we have gone to a new computer system, so that's bedding down. We think that is having an impact. We also want the appropriate resources to go to the appropriate jobs.
The Tasmanian Government strongly supports our service. We're strongly supporting the Commissioner with more staff to be able to provide improved response times, hence our election policy, which is now budgeted for 125 more police officers.
Michael Breen, 7 Tasmania News.
A man who raped and robbed an elderly woman in Launceston 4 years ago has lost his bid for freedom. Christy Brown's appeal against his conviction and 8-year sentence was rejected in Hobart's Supreme Court. Louise Hedger filed this report earlier.
It was an incident that shocked Tasmania, but today Christy Brown sat in a courtroom here at Hobart Supreme Court to hear whether his appeal against his conviction and sentence was successful. He's currently serving a sentence for raping and stealing from an elderly woman in Launceston in July 2015. During last year's trial, the court heard shocking details of how the then 18-year-old broke into the 76-year-old woman's bedroom, raping her, demanding cash and fleeing. He then fled the state, sparking a manhunt before he was found and extradited back. Last year, he was found guilty and sentenced for those crimes, receiving 8 years jail. He appealed on the grounds that sentence was manifestly excessive and that the judge erred in admitting certain evidence. That evidence related to another woman who claimed she was previously sexually assaulted by Brown. Today, one of 3 judges, Justice Gregory Geeson, found that appeal should be granted because that evidence could have resulted in a miscarriage of justice. But the other 2 rejected the appeal, therefore it won't go ahead. Christy Brown is eligible for parole after serving 4 years of his sentence.
New houses could soon replace the Devonport showgrounds after the site was sold to interstate developers. The Show Society has sold off the property for an undisclosed sum to the Australian Housing Initiative. The council welcomes the move but will need to rezone the land.
It's currently zoned recreational, so they will need to apply for a rezoning, which council will then need to assess, and of course in the end it's the Tasmanian Planning Commission which will make that final decision.
Tas Racing is also promising to work with the new owners but says it holds a 22-year lease to the site. It's a plant that hundreds of us have in our backyards, and now Tasmania is home to its first commercial lemon orchard. They're not a major crop here, but one farmer in Scottsdale has taken the plunge, with Woolworths already on board to buy the lot.
When life gives you lemons, plant an orchard. That's what Jared Nichols did, and it certainly hasn't left a sour taste.
I am a bit surprised at how much interest, and obviously something different, it always sparks people's attention, and the amount of people that have said to me since, I can't believe that no one's done it.
Jared's been farming for 25 years, but he's never planted lemons to this scale before, something he now wishes he'd squeezed earlier.
I've got about 750 in this patch, and then I've got a friend who's got a small property down the road, and he's got around 250 trees down there. So, yeah, we just thought we'd try on 2 different sites and see whether there's any difference in the way they perform.
Lemons aren't an especially hard crop to get off the ground or maintain, but Tasmania's frost has made it challenging in the past.
There's going to be a lot of learning over the next few years, and we'll do that a bit on the run, but we've got access to information and people, so I don't think that's going to be too difficult.
Lemon is one of those ones that can actually kind of adapt into a Tasmanian context, and Tasmania is not one whole climate. It's got some warmer areas, so that's where it potentially is best suited to, but keeping away from frost.
And with how well Tassie's gin production is going, growing more here looks like a zesty idea. While they might not look like much now, come 3 years' time, these trees will be as tall as me. What's more is the farm is already in discussions with Woolworths for all the fruit to stay here in Tasmania. The supermarkets agreed to take the lot. In terms of exporting, though, from the northeast into the future, Jared says the sideling desperately needs attention.
An upgrade there would certainly make it a lot more viable for us to send a lot of product to the mainland.
Food for thought, with a federal election just around the bend. Jessica Moran, 7 Tasmania News.
An anti-coal convoy is currently sailing from Tasmania to the mainland. The group of cars began a big journey from Hobart this morning, heading to North Queensland before turning back down to Canberra. While the Stop Adani convoy includes some electric cars, organisers are defending the use of polluting petrol vehicles in their climate change protest.
No, it's not at all a problem that we are driving cars, because what is a bigger problem is that there is not action on climate from the politicians. There is so many problems in our society that are much worse for the climate, and what we're doing is a very positive, fantastic action together.
Opponents say the Carmichael coal mine in central Queensland would result in 4.6 billion tonnes of CO2 emissions. Tasmania's best hockey talent will have the chance to showcase their skills on the national stage in 2019, with the state set to join a revamped Australian Hockey League. And both the men's and women's sides will enter under the same banner.
It's being touted as a new era for hockey across the country.
We're calling Real Hockey Reimagined. It's really exciting. We're going to have a lot more outlay in terms of things off the field for our fans, similar to sort of BBL style, if you like.
Replacing the Australian Hockey League as Australia's new premier competition, Hockey One will see sides do battle over a 6-week tournament, with Tasmania set to play 3 home and 3 away games, which will be broadcast across the country on pay TV and online.
Yeah, I think sometimes Tassie gets left behind with being exposed and stuff, so I think it's a really good opportunity for those young ones to be able to be seen.
You always look forward to playing for the Tigers, and now being able to have a 6-week tournament really designate some time to it. It's going to be very exciting. I think still have Eddie Ockenden and all those national guys playing with us, which is great for showcase Tassie hockey.
Previously called the Van Diemen's, the women's side now joins the men under the Tassie Tigers brand, with Hockey Tasmania seeking additional government support to help grow the sport and ensure the state continues to produce world-class talent.
It's a big cost to us as a sport to actually run our teams in the national competition, but we see it as a crucial and important pathway for our sport.
It's going to be very different not playing as a Van Diemen. It's going to be a Tassie Tiger, so that's going to be cool to join with the men and come more of a united group.
The Hockey One competition begins in September. Tom Cooper, 7 Tasmania News.
A proposed luxury accommodation development at Cradle Mountain has been given the green light by the Kentish Council. Launceston's S Group hopes to build a suite of 62 rooms just outside the National Park. The $20 million plan, named Our Cradle, is expected to be completed by 2020. Tasmanian guide dog handlers say they're frustrated at being denied access to venues and transport despite their canine companions being legally allowed in all public places. A new campaign launched today is hoping to raise awareness of the rules after 71% of handlers reported they had been refused entry.
On duty, this black Labrador Yuri plays a crucial role in supporting Vanessa Ransley.
He just makes life so much more easy and just frees you up a little bit to enjoy life rather than having to worry so much about getting from A to B.
Despite the support animals being legally allowed in all public places, Vanessa says she is one of the many people with one who've experienced discrimination.
It's awful. I'm denied my basic right as an Australian citizen to access a public transport vehicle.
There's a lot of barriers already for our clients that are vision impaired and blind, and to add another overlay of being denied access, it really is quite alarming.
A recent survey conducted by Guide Dogs Australia finding 70% of handlers reported being discriminated against entering a public place.
It's devastating. It really does make you think, oh, well, why bother going out? It's just too hard.
Those statistics released as part of the organisation's latest campaign, Access All Areas.
And really putting out the message that our guide dogs, if they've got their harness on or their orange coat, they can go into all public places.
In just a couple of years' time, 12-week-old Alfie could be a person's lifeline. He's undergoing the intense training needed to ensure he's up to the task.
They're trained from 8 weeks on to be well socialised and to be able to go into all of these different places. They're not just a regular pet.
They don't move, they sit in a car, they just lay down, they don't move, they don't wander all over the place.
Louise Hedger, 7 Tasmania News.
North Hobart and Kingborough are preparing to lay it all on the line this Good Friday, with both clubs chasing their first win of the TSL season. While Launceston will be out for bragging rights in what's set to be a hotly contested Northern Derby. With the Tigers and D's midfields chock full of talent, including former AFL players Sam Darley and Kieran Lovell, all eyes will be on the opening bounce at the Twin Ovals this Friday.
That's a battle just alone worth getting to the footy on Friday to see those guys go head to head and go at it.
Where it's going to be won and lost. I know we're going to have our hands full going down there on Friday, so we're looking forward to it. As you said, coming off a loss like we did, we can only focus on what we need to do and go in and have a crack.
The D's remain without big man Colin Garland, with the club still unsure on a return date for the former Melbourne recruit.
With the amount of injuries he's had and the way it's happened, get close to playing or finally start playing and then it happen again does become quite frustrating. So he's taking a bit of time away from the club.
And with both sides still winless after 3 rounds of footy, the traditionally fiercely contested Good Friday clash is set to be no exception this time around, with Darley adamant his side's 53-point loss to the Blues did little to shake the young D's confidence.
Yeah, I think it set the scene for other blokes that they need to jump on board, and I think Bear set a precedence after the game that if you're not willing to put your body on the line and have a crack, you won't play.
Someone's going to walk out on Friday still with a donut in the win column, but that's just the reality of footy.
Things may not have been going Mitch Thorpe's way with the club banners today.
Come on, you guys, you could hold that.
But after booting their way into the winner's circle, the Blues coach wants more of the same from his boys this Friday at Windsor Park, up against crosstown rivals, the Bombers.
You know North really well. They're a professional outfit. They've got some fantastic players in their side. They've got probably 2 or 3 of the best players in the competition. So we'll put some work into those guys, but make sure that we focus on how we want to play as well.
And it's set to be the most intense battle in the ruck seen so far this year, with 2 of the competition's best in Hamish Leadham and Alex Lee going toe-to-toe.
Alex is for mine the best ruckman in the competition, and Hamish wants to be that. So it's a good opportunity for Hamish to make some inroads into being that player. Would be pivotal in the game. Obviously, both teams have got strong midfields.
The opening bounce is at 1:45, with the Twin Ovals clash kicking off at 2:30. The basketball and Launceston Tornadoes coach Derek Washington says his side's chemistry is finally starting to show following the club's first win of the NBL 1 season against the Hobart Huskies last Saturday night. The Tawns now have a week off over the Easter break, but Washington says they'll spend that time fine-tuning.
Players, now that they understand what I want as my vision, they know where they need to be on the floor, what they need to do on the court, in timeouts and things like that.
Following the break, the Tawns take on last year's Seabull champions Bendigo before a clash with competition newcomers, the Waverley Falcons.
Good evening. Warm again today for this time of year. Campania touching 30 degrees, Hobart 29, Launceston 25, Burnie 20 and Devonport 22. Grove recorded 28, Ouzon 27 and Strawn 25. The Bass Strait Islands both 24 degrees and Friendly Beaches 23. Sunny skies for most of Tasmania until that band of cloud moved over from the west. It's still doing that at the moment. A few scattered showers in the west as well with that. And that frontal cloud also running back through Victoria to near Adelaide. Only scattered cloud elsewhere around the nation. Tomorrow the cold front moves to our east as the high positions near our northwest, a couple of troughs over the mainland. Winds west to southwesterly at 20 to 30 knots, decreasing to 20 knots over most waters by tomorrow afternoon, and more variable over the north and west in the evening, swells to 4 metres. We have a strong wind warning that's current for all Tasmanian coastal waters apart from the central west coast. Also, a warning to sheep graziers, that's for most districts tomorrow. The forecast: Hobart 17, a bit of a drop from today. Showers clearing though, 16 the top for Cygnet. New Norfolk showers easing and 17 degrees. 20 the high for Launceston, an early shower. Early showers also for Devonport and Campbelltown on 17. Burnie tomorrow a top of 17 as well, a possible early shower. 15 the top for Strawn. Smithton 17 degrees. And 19 for St Helens with an early shower clearing. A sunny afternoon for Swansea, 18 the top, 18 also for Fingal. On Friday, a fine day apart from possible morning fog and areas of frost inland. Fine to start us off on Saturday, a possible shower over the north later. And on Easter Sunday, a shower over the north extending to the west around midday, then across the state by late afternoon. A mostly sunny day in Perth and Adelaide, cooler and partly cloudy in Melbourne, fine for Canberra and Sydney. A shower though and 27 degrees in Brisbane. Showers starting to fall over Hobart, 22 at the moment, 19 and cloudy in Launceston, Devonport cloudy and 17 degrees. Joe, I know you've got a seafood feast lined up for Friday, so I thought I'd bring you in some beautiful lemons from my lemon tree.
Yeah, I'm not touching them. I know what you do with your lemon tree. All right, that's all from the news team for now. Have a lovely evening. Sorry to end that way. Night.